Hello, friends, and welcome to another fabulous season of Love in the Time of Quarterbacks. Obviously, it's Saturday. Super sorry, guys. Every year I do this. I start out super late the first week. Just this time of year, anybody who knows me, my wife's business is super crazy. So I'm a little tied up. And that's it's an excuse, and it is what it is. But you're gonna have to live with it because I give away my picks for free. So what are you gonna do? Ask for a refund? One quick thing I want to hit on. Because of I run a memorabilia autographed memorabilia group that some of you might know about. And because it has grown a little bit recently, in the last week alone, I guess, because I've been telling people that I make bet recommendations and things like that. So in the last week alone, I've had a bunch of people reach out to me asking for my lock of the week and stuff like that. One thing anybody who's followed me from the beginning knows, week one is the worst week to bet. You don't know anything about the teams. Week one and week used to be 17, week 18 now are terrible weeks to bet because you just don't know anything about what teams care about or things like that. But week one for me is always the worst. I usually only have one or two plays. I actually have three this year. Sorry, just making sure that stays straight. I have three this week, which is a lot for me. And one only happened yesterday because of a personnel announcement and a complete lack of line movement based on it. So without further ado, we'll get it. Just know, guys, there's no such thing as a lock. There's no such thing as a sure thing. Look at Colorado and Nebraska today. Every sharp in the world was on Nebraska +3. All of them. Every damn one of them was on Nebraska. And Colorado smoked them. But every sharp, everybody I follow was on Nebraska. Everybody. And they just thought, and it was they're calling it the biggest differential between public and sharp players they've ever seen. And the public won, which is probably good for the books because the sharps bet more. So, but I'd be interested to see. I've been told the handle was more on Nebraska than on Colorado, but I'd be super interested to see that. Sorry, guys, we'll get into the picks real quick. First one, I like Washington -7 at home facing Arizona. You can get it at -106 at Pinnacle. Everything's going to be a 1-unit play. It's week one. I don't go crazy on anything in week one. So whatever your unit is, it's a 1-unit play. If you really want to buy up to the -6.5, you can get it for -125 at 888 and Bet99. But for me, it's just not worth it. This reminds me of Miami versus Baltimore from 3 years ago when Miami was tanking for Tua. Arizona's going to be really bad, and they're going to start off really, really bad. The team might gel and get a little better, and some of the young guys that they're playing and things like that might develop. And, just like Miami did, they'll play better at the end of the year. But to start the year, they're going to be so effing bad. And Joshua Dobbs literally was picked off of my couch just to start this game. They said, Colt McCoy, you're too good. We don't want you. We're tanking this season. I love Washington -7. Like I said, it was available -6.5 for less juice than they're currently offering, and I did take advantage of that. But I'll still play them at -7. It's one of the reasons I hate giving you guys the plays this late because the best numbers are always gone by now. So I promise I'll try to have the numbers out on Wednesdays this week or this year. The second play is the one that I added. And it is the LA Chargers to defeat my Miami Dolphins -3. You can get that -108 at Penny. Tron Armstead's out, and if you look at Miami's splits with and without him, they're bad. And I know people think Kendall Lamb is going to be an adequate replacement, but he's not. And he's not Tron Armstead. I think I called him Terrell Armstead. Sorry if I did. Teron Armstead. He's not him. Teron Armstead, when the Dolphins got him, they knew he'd be an injury issue because that's who he's been. But, they also have to know that they're going to be bad when he's not there. Tua's going to take a ton of flack for this, but he's going to be under fire the whole goddamn game. I just hope that jiu-jitsu allows him to stay injury-free because I think you've got Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa going up against Kendall Lamb and Austin Jackson. Jesus. I want to throw up already. I think they're going to get blown out. Miami's a good team. Look, Miami's a good team. They're going to be better. I just think that two very good pass rushers against that offensive line is a recipe for disaster. So give me the Chargers -3. And lastly, I want to take the Tennessee Titans. This is one of the ones where I am taking the extra half point. I think they're at New Orleans. New Orleans is favored by 3, but if you go to Betano, you can get them +3.5. There's a few spots you can get them for +3.5, but I saw them +3.5 for -118, I think, at Betano. So that would be the play that I would make. I think it's going to be a super tight game. I don't think either of these offenses are very good. I think both of these defenses are not as appreciated as they could be, maybe. New Orleans defense is definitely better, but I still think that Tennessee's offense is better. So, give me +3.5 points if I can get them. I just think that's like I said, I think that this game is a coin flip for who even wins the game. So if I can get more than a field goal, I'm 100% taking that team. So that's why I'm on Tennessee +3.5. I also think Tennessee's going to be a little bit better than we think they're going to be this year. I think the Colts are going to be the bottom feeder in that division. That's just my feeling, especially without Jonathan Taylor and with the fact that their O-line kind of sucks now. So I think Tennessee's going to be a little better than we give him credit for. I think Derrick Henry feels super disrespected by the way that he's been spoken about and all the talk about him being replaced and it's time. Everybody says it's time for them to replace him and things like that, which is probably true, to be honest. But I think he feels a little disrespected, so he might come out pretty aggressively and try to hammer some things. And same with Tannehill. He's had quarterbacks drafted 2 years in a row. He's probably not happy about that. So anyways, guys, those are my 3 picks. Washington -7. Best number is -106 at Penny right now. You can pay up for the 6.5, but it's expensive. It's available currently at Betano, 888 and 99. LA Chargers -3, -108 at Penny. I couldn't find a 2.5 anywhere. I don't think it will. I thought the line was going to move to at least 4 when Armstead was ruled out, but it looks like they already factored that in. If they didn't, it's a monster mistake because the splits with and without him are massive for Miami. So yeah. And lastly, Tennessee +3.5, where I am taking where I am paying the extra juice to get over the hook. I just looked; it's -120 at Betano right now. I'm still paying that versus the Saints. As always, guys, don't be silly. Don't think you're going to get rich in 1 week. Be very cautious with your bets, especially in week 1 when we really don't know who these teams are. There's always going to be 3 or 4 teams that we don't know who they are. 2 teams we thought were going to be good that are going to be trash. At least 2 teams we thought were going to be trash that are like, hey, these guys are better than we thought. I'm relying on the Jets to be that team everybody thinks is going to be good is going to be trash. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying I sure hope so. Yeah, guys, so don't go crazy with your bets. This is normally the part where I tell you guys not to bet on Barstool's book, but their book is done because they're skeevy douchebags. So, yeah, don't worry about it. Barstool isn't really a thing anymore. So, their sports book isn't really a thing anymore. So, screw them. Otherwise, guys, have a great first week, man. I'm so glad football's back, and I look forward to bringing you guys picks every week. We will keep track of them as always, and hopefully I'll have them out a lot earlier. Stay safe. Be smart.